Welcome, and thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video. As in all the videos in Tarot My Way series, this video may have a bit of a different perspective than some of the other tarot enthusiasts. The suits represent the different arenas of life in which we play out our destiny and our choices. I personify the suits of the Minor Arcana to the elements of Mother Nature. Hopefully, we will always connect and learn from her powers as she moves through our lives. We will learn that it's not nice to mess with Mother Nature. Keep in mind, the methods I use may be a bit unconventional, if not downright controversial. So, I hope you will hear me out. Take what you can use and just leave the rest. So, how about hopping on the back of my broom and let's take a journey to one of my secret places. I'm comfortable, but magic is serious business, especially with tarot. In some of my previous videos, I have addressed the more intangible and abstract concepts of our subconscious energies. I've shared such things as the infinite soul, its journey within its finite human vessel, and as the soul and the human learn their lessons together here in Earth School. But now, it's necessary for us to put our feet back on the ground and appreciate the magic we find right here, right now, as a mortal on this extraordinary third planet from the sun. A concept that will be important in this video is the concept of how I personify the four elements which make up the suits of the Minor Arcana. The word personify means to attribute a personal nature or human characteristic to something non-human. While the four elements are not human, I do think they are living, breathing entities, are spiritual in essence, and do communicate with us. As we experience the elements together in this video, I will be sharing each element in its state of purity. If we learn the purity or individual traits of an element, we will be able to blend them together and recognize the creation. I'd like to address a touchy subject, and that's referring to gender. When I refer to gender, notice I indicate energy and not something physical. A gender male has feminine energy, which psychologists call the anima. It is present in every human male, but the amount of anima in a male is unique. A gender female has male energy. Psychologists calls this the animus in every human female. Again, the amount of animus in a female is unique. Every human has both energies, but nature decrees that men have an outie energy and women have an innie energy, and thus they fit perfectly together to create a whole. It is important as I go through my videos that you, in your own uniqueness, define what masculine versus feminine means to you. Just like all the other polarities, it may not be politically correct, such as good and bad, right and wrong, male and female, etc. You do need to identify some kind of labels that are at opposite ends of the spectrum. As in all my videos, I share only what has worked for me for the past 40 plus years. In giving you examples of what works for me, I hope you will discover something that may work for you. Earth, water, fire, air are elemental energies inside each of us. When they are aligned, life is easy. When they are not in balance, life is challenging. Here is an overview of 7 basic principles of the 4 elements earth, water, air, and fire. Be sure to watch my other video, The 6 Rays of Discernment, which adds 6 more basic principles to these 4 elements. I will be giving some associations that will help you to remember nature by the way of your heart and not the brain. Remember, each and every one of these 4 elements are a part of every single mortal here in Earth School. Without even one of these, we would not exist. Allow me to introduce our partners in life one by one. Clear your mind and envision. The first suit, coins. Rather than just looking at the coin cards and memorizing key words, I personify the coins as the energy or entity of the element Earth. We have often heard the energy of Earth referred to as Mother Earth. I personally know the direction of north as the guardian which protects the gates to releasing Earth's energy. Picture this. As the north gate opens, the guardian announces the element of Earth. Earth is what makes our body mass, such as bones, muscles, cells, tissue, teeth, hair, and nails. When the element of Earth appears in the tarot, my subconscious automatically recalls the visions I use when I'm studying my cards for the coins. Well, we've discussed that coins is the element of Earth, the direction of north, and is a feminine energy. Well, it also so happens to be that coins and Mother Earth, the direction of north, and the realm, which we have not talked about yet, of material possessions, body, money, and home. These are some of my favorite things because guess what? I'm an earth sign. So here is how I remember coins. North is where Santa lives. That's where he's at, making all those presents that cost money and that are things that you get to touch and play with. And he delivers it to my home, kind of like Amazon. Another aspect of the North, or the North Pole, is that as you go north, it gets darker. One of my favorite hours is midnight. Midnight is part of the coins. I do a lot of celebrating for midnight because it's the witchy hour, and I am a cosmic witch. Hence, I give ownership of midnight to the goddess of the earth. Fall happens to be my absolute most favorite season, the fall equinox, or coins. Because of the fertility of Mother Earth, I associate the fall season with the fruits and manifestations of her labors. The equinox marks balance as summer turns to fall. The colors I see in my coin suits also are those appearing in fall: greens, golds, purples, and browns. Clear your mind and envision suit number 2, the cups. I personify the cups as the energy or entity of the element water. Water is a feminine, receptive, and internal energy. We have often heard the energy of water referred to as fish out of water. I know the direction of the west as the guardian which protects the gates to the water's energy. Picture this. As the west gate opens, the guardian announces the element of water. Water covers about 71% of the Earth's surface. Up to 60% of the human body is water. The brain and heart are composed of 73% water, and the lungs are about 83% water. When the element of water appears in the tarot, my subconscious automatically recalls the visions I use when studying my cards for the cups. Each evening, the sun sinks into the horizon, so I give ownership of sunset to the goddess of water, or the cups. The beckoning of the mysterious pools of the tides heighten the goddess's intuition. Because all life is beginning to wake from their winter sleep, I associate the spring season with new life and rebirth. The equinox marks balance as winter turns to spring. Instincts, emotions, and reproduction are at the forefront. Tasting the sweetness of life as it is reborn brings happiness. The colors I see in my water or cup suits are those appearing in spring: pastels, yellows, pinks, and blues. Clear your mind and envision suit number 3, the swords. I personify the swords as the energy or entity of the element air. Air is a masculine, forceful, and external energy. We have often heard the energy of air referred to as live by the sword, die by the sword. I know the direction of the east as the guardian which protects the gates to air's energy. Picture this. The guardian announces the element of air. Oxygen is the most common element in the human body. It comprises approximately 65% of our body mass. Oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen are the most abundant elements in the human body. It is the breath of life. When the element of air appears in the tarot, my subconscious automatically recalls the visions I use when studying my cards for the swords. Earth rotates or spins towards the east. So each morning, the sun rises from the east. I give ownership of sunrise to the god of air, or the suit of swords. Because all life is beginning to hibernate as the cold winter sets in, I associate the winter season with the slowing down. The solstice marks the beginning of mentally planning and making preparations for the long cold months ahead. The masculine energy of protection and survival will have heightened smell and hearing at the forefront. The colors I see in my air or sword suits are those appearing in winter: whites, pale grays, and pale blues. Clear your mind and envision suit number 4, the wands. I personify the wands as the energy or entity of the element fire. Fire is a masculine, forceful, and external energy. We have often heard the energy of fire referred to as fire in the belly. I know the direction of the south as the guardian which protects the gates to fire's energy. Picture this. As the south gate opens, the guardian announces the element of fire. Fire enables survival by providing warmth and a means to cook food. Thus, our health is affected by fire. When the element of fire appears in the tarot, my subconscious automatically recalls the visions I use when studying my cards for the wands. The equator gets the most direct sunlight. The closer you get to the equator, the hotter it gets. Since I live in the United States, I associate south, wands, to be hottest. Hence, I give ownership of noon and of summer to the god of the south, fire. Because all life is facing the hottest part of the year, I associate the summer season with a wait while the crops mature to full fruition. The solstice marks the heralding of the coming of fall. The masculine energy of transformation, power, and passions will take a situation and make it completely unrecognizable after the change occurs. Right now, fire is alive and transforming. The colors I see in my fire, or wands, suits are those appearing in summer: bright yellows, greens, golds, oranges, and reds. Uh-oh. It looks as if our time together with Tarot My Way is coming to an end. So don't miss a single video I've made because you make it so exciting to share my adventures with you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. So long!